Hi guys, my name's Lucy. I run a business called Yoga Strong, and I also run cognitive sports therapy with Claire and Nicola. And today I wanted to record a really gentle, effective but simple yoga sequence for you that you can do seated in a chair. And as you can see, I'm wearing jeans. I'm in my kitchen, so I haven't taken time to get changed or done anything special. This is simply to illustrate to you that taking time each day for your mind, your body and your breath doesn't have to take up so much of your time, but it's incredibly valuable to your well-being. So all you need is a chair. I've just got one of my dining chairs, just a kitchen chair. There's no arms, so see if you can find a chair with no arms. And then go ahead and take a seat on your chair. Plant your feet firmly on the floor. So if, like me, you've got sort of shorter legs, you might want to just shift your body slightly forwards on the chair so that you can really anchor your feet to the floor, really feel the connection of the floor beneath your feet. And then we're going to take a couple of moments now just to pay attention to what the back body is doing. So we're probably all spending quite a lot of time at the moment sitting down, and that can have kind of a negative impact on our postures. So if you kind of naturally tend to slump and round the shoulders, let's go ahead now and start to sit up really tall. So bringing the hands down onto the thighs or the knees, wherever feels comfortable. And we're going to start to engage a little through the core here. So just start to slowly draw your belly button back towards your spine so that you can feel your abdominal wall sort of get a little bit more switched on. And then start to focus on lengthening your spine, lengthening that spinal column in the body. So, you know, thinking about the flow of energy up and down the spine, we want to try and create as much length there as we can. So go ahead and lift the shoulders up to the ears. And then as you release the shoulders, start to just loop them back just a little bit so you can feel your chest getting a little broader. Hello, Indy. It's my little doggy. And then start to tuck your chin ever so slightly in towards your chest. So I'm not leaning back on my chair. In fact, I'm going to turn to the side to show you. I'm not leaning back on my chair. My abdominal wall is nice and firm here. And my shoulder blades, I'm kind of squeezing my shoulder blades ever so slightly towards one another so that I create this long line, this long straight spine. So this is really good for our posture, especially if you spend a lot of time, you know, hunching. We want to start to try and reverse that. So just plug the shoulders in and then just notice the space between the shoulders and the ears. So we want to try and get as much space there as we can. Good, and then this little gentle tuck of the chin is simply to find that length through the back of the neck. Good, and then close your eyes. And take a really deep breath in through your nose. And open your mouth and sigh your breath away. And let's do that again. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. And one more time. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. And just keep your eyes closed. And go ahead and bring your awareness to your jaw. And just notice if you're really clenching. And just start to try and soften your whole palate. Try and allow the tongue to relax in the mouth. And notice how you're feeling. So just check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how do I feel today? And yoga is a wonderful practice for so many reasons. But one of the most valuable reasons is it gives us this opportunity to kind of connect with ourselves. So notice on a physical level how the body is feeling, you know, just noticing any areas of tension or tightness. You know, are you gripping your kneecaps with your fingernails? Can you soften your fingers? Start to soften every part of your body now. Keep sitting up nice and tall. Good. And then start to check in with yourself on an emotional level. You know, how do you feel emotionally today? You know, we are dealing with very challenging, very uncertain times right now, and it can have a huge impact on our mental health. And sometimes we turn our back on how we feel, we ignore how we feel because what we're feeling doesn't make us feel good. But what's really important is that you allow yourself to feel, that you allow these feelings to come and you turn and face them, but that you don't let them swallow you up. So taking time just to be still and to notice how you feel puts you in a place of control. You don't want to ignore anything, but equally we don't want to allow feelings of worry and anxiety to overwhelm us. And there's no right or wrong way to feel right now. So without any judgment, just notice, observe. So imagine that you are in the seat of the observer, just observing yourself physically and mentally. And if you find it difficult to keep sitting up tall, it's okay, it's not easy, especially if it's not something that you're used to doing. So anytime it feels a bit much, just lean back and allow the chair to hold you for a few moments, a few breaths, and then if you can, start to come back, sitting up nice and tall without the support of the chair. And we're going to start just to become aware of the breath, noticing how your breath feels today. Are you finding it a little higher up in the chest, a little shallow? Can you start to breathe a little bit deeper? So in yoga we like to use the nose to breathe. So if you can, keep the lips lightly pressed together and just start to use your nose to breathe in and out. And just place your right hand on your belly, just below your ribs. And as you breathe in, I want you to try and push your hand away from you with your belly. So you're allowing the in-breath to fill and expand the belly. And as you breathe out, feel the belly soften, the hands softening. Inhale and exhale. So just starting to breathe into that right hand now. Taking some nice, deep, nourishing breaths. And whatever you're holding on to at the moment that perhaps is not serving you or causing you feelings of worry, see if you can just start to let it go with these breaths, these deep, yummy, let it go breaths. You can release your right hand back down onto your knee or your thigh. And then slowly open up your eyes. As you breathe in, we're going to reach the arms out and start to look up towards our thumbs as we bring the palms to touch. And as we exhale, we're going to press the palms together, really press them together, create a little bit of energy in between your hands. And bring the thumbs onto your sternum. Good. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bow your head towards your heart. Keep pressing the thumbs together. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms out, up. And the palms come to touch. Looking at your thumbs now, breathing out. Hands come to the heart center. One more time, inhale, reach, and exhale, hands to the heart center. This is called Anjali Mudra. Good. Releasing your hands. From here, we're going to bring the awareness to the feet now. Keep sitting up nice and tall. Remember, you can take a break anytime you need to. You kind of just lean back. If you're not used to sitting up and, you know, with this long straight spine, it can be challenging. And then when you're ready, just sit back up nice and tall. So I want you to lift all 10 toes now. Spread your toes out and really push down, ground down through the mound of the big toe here. So if you're feeling like that's quite challenging, you might just want to sit a little further forwards on your chair. And then release your toes. Good. Inhale, lift your toes. Spread them out. And exhale, release. A little bit of yoga for the feet. One more time. Inhale, lift the toes. Spread them out as wide as you can. If this feels uncomfortable, probably means you need yoga for the feet. And exhale, release the toes. Good. Same thing now, but with the heels. So as we breathe in, we're going to lift the heels up. Feel that, oh, I just got a big click in my ankle there. Feel the stretch through the front of the foot. And as you exhale, plant the heels back down. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. We're going to be working with the breath a lot today. You know, the breath is one of the single most powerful tools that we have to help keep our body balanced and to help kind of support our physical and our mental well-being. So I really want you to tap into the breath. Good. So from here, I'm going to extend the right leg out in front. So it doesn't have to go high. Maybe you can't straighten it. Maybe it's just here. So wherever you can get to that point. Keep sitting up nice and tall. So again, we're going to use the abdominal muscles here to keep us sitting nice and tall. Flex the right toes. As you exhale, point. Inhale, flex. We're starting to work the quadricep on the front of the thigh, the calf. Exhale, point. Good. Inhale, flex. And exhale, point. Keep going. Use your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I don't know how many we're doing, so I'm not counting. So we'll just do one more. Inhale. And exhale. And then from wherever you are, just gently bring your hands onto the back of your thighs, soften your right knee, and start to bring the knee into the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins. I'm just going to give it a nice squeeze. And again, notice how I haven't kind of curled backwards here. I'm still sitting up nice and tall. Take a big breath in and smile. And as you exhale, release the foot back down to the floor. Good, well done. So we'll take that to the other side. Extend the left leg out. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, point. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. So you can really start to feel it in your quad. Flexing. And pointing. An aeroplane just flew over and scared my dog. And flexing. And pointing. And it can be tricky. Let's just keep going. When you have got you know, distractions around, lots going on, you know, you can feel a little bit overwhelmed, and it might be that it took a lot of effort for you to get here today. So just acknowledge yourself for that. You're here, you're doing it, we're doing it together. Right, brilliant. So now, interlace the fingers behind the left thigh and start to squeeze the knee in towards the chest. Sit up as tall as you can. So imagine a little fishing wire coming out the top of your head, reaching up towards the ceiling, or maybe the sunshine if you've made it into the garden today, and then release it down. Well done. So from here, we're going to bring the right ankle over the left knee, making this little figure 4 shape here. So keep the right foot flexed just to protect the ankle. And then we're just going to start to see if we can kind of get a slightly deeper stretch here. So you're going to feel this in the outer hip and the glutes. Any pain in your knee, then I would say skip this exercise. And if you're comfortable here and you feel like you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, then you can start to bring the foot into the crook of the elbow and kind of have your leg baby here and just give yourself a little rock. Otherwise, we're just going to keep the foot over the ankle. So again, bringing the awareness to the spine, keep sitting up nice and tall. And then just beginning to breathe here. So our breath is also a wonderful tool to really keep us focused and present. And in particular, in times of kind of crisis, times of uncertainty, it's so important that we don't chase after every single thought that comes into our mind, because suddenly, all of a sudden, the volume of chatter that's going on is quite overwhelming. And so what I like to do when I notice that happening is just to sit still and breathe, and just keep repeating. I inhale, I exhale, I inhale, I exhale. Good, well done. So just like we did on the other side, we're going to start to squeeze the knee into the chest, sit up tall, give it a squeeze, and as we exhale, bring the foot slowly down. Well done. So same thing on the other side, we're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Well, I'm really feeling this in my glutes today. I've been doing PE with Joe Wicks every morning, or I have skipped a couple actually, I have to say, but yeah, I'm feeling this. So remember, if you want to challenge yourself, we can start to create a little nook for the foot in the arm and just have a little rock from side to side here. Otherwise, we're just going to keep the foot here. Yeah, so just back to the breath, you know, if you focus on the breath, it brings you into the present moment. And whilst we don't want to ignore anything that's kind of going on in the mind, it's really important to remember that you don't have to chase everything that comes in. And I'm going to bring you some videos on things like mantra, some more breath work, all of these tools that are so important to just anchor the thought process, to maybe try and switch the negative thought process into something that's going to serve you a little better. And there are lots and lots of tools that, you know, we can explore together that hopefully will bring you ways in which you can really feel able to sort of help yourself. Good, so keeping breathing, sitting up nice and tall. I hope you're still with me. And then slowly bring it into the chest. Give it a hug and a squeeze. And then release it down. Good, well done. So let's come back to the breath once more. And when I talk about the breath, I want you to focus, really focus on expanding the belly on the inhale and softening on the exhale. Most of us breathe incorrectly. And it's just the way that the habits that we kind of fall into. And so if we can start to breathe correctly, what we're doing is we're activating the body's parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. So it's the opposite to fight and flight, the sympathetic nervous system. It's the place in which we bring our bodies into balance. It's the place in which any healing can be done. And it's really important that we try and reside as much as possible in that rest and digest state. So hands to knees, sitting up nice and tall. On each breath in, we're going to bring the shoulders up to the ears. And each breath out, we're going to soften the shoulders down the back, rolling them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Good, and open your eyes. We're going to breathe in and send both hands all the way up to the ceiling. And as we breathe out, bring your left hand to your right knee and take your right hand onto the back of the chair behind you. And we're just going to start to twist here, a little gentle seated twist. So make sure both feet are still grounded on the earth. And we're just using a little bit of pressure in this hand just to rotate the torso round. Keep the neck in line, sort of the chin in line with the chest. So, you know, notice how I'm not cranking into my neck to look behind me. I'm just looking to the side. And now I'm starting to focus on the breath again. So really focusing on sending the breath down into the belly. So these twists are really good for stimulating the digestive system and for strengthening the spine. Good. If you've eaten just before doing this, they can feel a little bit uncomfortable, so just be aware of that. Good. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, come to center and extend both arms up. And then exhale, twist to the other way. Nice and gentle, soft and easy, right? We're not forcing anything here. See if you can really deepen the breath. Now send it right down into the belly. Think about trying to penetrate every little corner of the lungs. Really strengthening your respiratory system. Keep the jaw nice and soft. And if your tongue is kind of stuck to the top of your mouth, I want you to just pay attention to that and see if you can soften it. Good. One more breath in here. Exhale, come to center, reach both arms up. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to fold forward. So you can either keep your arms up or you can bring your hands onto your knees and walk forwards. So you might want to just sit a little bit back on the chair. And we're going to just fold forward as much as we can. So it doesn't matter how deep you go, just fold forward and allow the crown of the head just to relax down. Good, so doing this is it's an incredibly calming movement that we can do. It helps to calm the nervous system. And it also helps to create a little bit of space in between the vertebra on the spine. Really good for you. We're also stimulating the digestive organs again, and we're increasing blood flow to the pelvic organs too. Important to really keep breathing here, so you'll start to feel your belly expand on your thighs now. So just pay attention to that, notice it. And then we're going to slowly roll all the way back up, taking it nice and steady until we come all the way back up. And just give yourself a moment. If you go dizzy here, bring the hands onto the knees. Just sit forward slightly until you feel a bit better. So we're going to come into our last posture now, called Warrior Two. So if you've ever been to a yoga class, you'll know Warrior Two. It's taught. It's a very common posture in most types of yoga. We're going to do it on a chair today. So I want you to turn to the right side. So right foot stays planted on the floor, and then we're going to bring that left foot behind. Good. So what we want to do is the left toes are turning out to the side and the right toes are turning forwards. And then what I'm going to do here is shift back slightly in my chair so that my hamstring is supported, but my foot is still anchored to the floor. Good. Now bring the hands to the hips and notice what's going on in the hips. We want to try and open the hips, open the groin up to the side. Good. And if this is too much for you, if you can't get here, that's fine. What you can do is stay somewhere like this, so you're still getting that opening in the hips. So wherever you are, just modify to make yourself comfortable. We're going to remember to use the chair to support the hamstring here. And then we're going to extend the arms out to shoulder height. Good. Send the gaze across your front middle finger now and start to breathe here. So in Sanskrit, this posture is called Virabhadrasana. And that literally in English translates to fierce warrior. So you're all fierce warriors today. Relax your shoulders. So if your shoulders are up here, if you're feeling really tense, just relax them. Have a little wiggle here. Good. Now we're going to start to just move a little bit here. So as you breathe in, reach your arms up, take your gaze up with it. And exhale, float the hands down. So really strong on the inside. So navel to spine, pressing down into that back foot so this left leg is really active. But then soften the limbs, floating up as you breathe in and floating down as you breathe out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, release. Good. Now we're going to release the hands and then slowly come back to sitting on our chair and then take it to the left side. So just like we did, left foot forward, toes facing to the side and then, or forwards depending on how you look at it. and then the back toes facing the other way. So you've got the heel of the front foot roughly in line with the arch of the back foot. So I've got a line where my wood floor meets, and I'm trying to use that just to kind of guide me. And then again, just bringing that chair, moving the chair slightly just to support the hamstring here. Turning, opening the hips, reaching the arms out, and then sending the gaze down the front middle finger. Warrior two. Good, and then remember you can be here if that doesn't feel good. And if it's too much to have the arms out, just release the arms down, you know, modify as you need to, make it your own, take what you need. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, release down. Inhale, and exhale, sending the gaze forwards. Inhale, send the gaze up, see your thumbs. Exhale, float the hands down. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, release. And then release the hands and come all the way back to sitting. Well done. So we'll just take one final forward fold just to finish our movement today. So just starting to walk the hands forwards, folding forwards, bringing the hands either onto the shins or onto the knees, or maybe they come all the way down to the floor, it doesn't matter. Allowing the crown of the head to relax down, and then just focusing on taking some really deep and yummy let it go breaths. Let it all go. Inhale to nourish, exhale to let it go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale, let it go, and then slowly roll all the way back up. Well done. Inhale, reach the arms out, up and overhead. And as you exhale, draw the hands to the heart center. Thumbs come onto the sternum. Bow your head to your heart. Now I want you to turn the corners of your mouth up towards your ears and smile. And if you don't feel like smiling, do it anyway. See if it makes a difference. And I want you to think of one being in your life, one person, one animal that you're grateful for right now. And they don't have to be with us still. It can be somebody that you've once known. But just one person that's brought you joy in your life. Just picture them clearly in your mind's eye. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine you're sending out loving kindness to that person. Inhale. Exhale, send out loving kindness. One more time, inhale. And exhale, send out loving kindness. So I bow to you. I'm honoured to share this time with you. And I say to you, namaste. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. So come back to this video anytime that you feel that you want to just get a little bit of movement, a little stretching, a little opening up in the body. And I send you love and light and blessings, and I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.